Hey there, welcome back to Everything Explained in 5 Minutes, where we break down the world's biggest ideas, shifts, and curiosities, one episode at a time. Today, we're talking about something that glitters, not just in the light, but especially when the world feels dark: gold. Why is it that every time the economy stumbles, investors seem to run back to it like it's a warm, golden blanket? Let's unpack this. First off, let's set the stage. It's the middle of a global crisis. Markets are plunging. Currencies are losing value. People are nervous. And in the middle of that chaos, headlines start popping up. Gold hits new highs. Investors flock to gold as safe haven. It happens almost every time. But why? What makes gold so special? Let's go way back, and I mean way back. Gold has been valued for over 5,000 years. Civilizations from ancient Egypt to the Aztecs didn't just see it as beautiful, they saw it as powerful. It was rare, it didn't tarnish, and it was almost impossible to fake. You couldn't just make more of it. And that's key. Fast forward to modern finance, and those same traits still matter. When the economy's booming, people are fine taking risks, buying stocks, starting businesses, betting on the future. But when things get shaky, like during inflation spikes, wars, recessions, suddenly the future feels uncertain. And gold doesn't change. It doesn't depend on interest rates. It doesn't default. It doesn't get printed by governments. That's why it's often called a store of value. Now let's talk inflation, one of gold's biggest moments to shine. When inflation goes up, the value of paper money goes down. Your dollars buy less. But gold? Gold holds its purchasing power. Take this real-world example. In the 1970s, the U.S. saw wild inflation. The price of gold soared from about $35 an ounce to over $800 by the end of the decade. Investors saw it not just as a hedge, but as a lifeboat. It's not just individuals buying gold, either. Central banks around the world, like those in China, India, and even the US, keep massive gold reserves. Why? Because in times of currency instability or geopolitical tension, gold becomes a neutral, universal asset. And here's another layer: trust. Gold isn't just valuable, it's trusted. When banks collapse or currencies fail, like in Venezuela, Zimbabwe, or even during the Eurozone crisis, gold doesn't need anyone's signature or backing. It's not someone else's liability, like bonds or stocks. It just is. That kind of confidence? Hard to beat. But let's be clear. Gold isn't perfect. It doesn't pay dividends. It doesn't grow your money passively. And in stable, low inflation times, it can actually underperform. But that's not what gold is for. Gold is for protection, for resilience, for those times when everything else is noise. And in a world that's constantly shifting with wars, pandemics, tech crashes, political chaos, that ancient gleam of gold still calls out to people. Not because it promises wild returns, but because it promises something solid. So the next time you see gold on the front page again, you'll know why. It's not just about money. It's about memory, history, survival, and that old, glittering symbol of value that somehow never seems to lose its shine.